everyone. Okay, good afternoon everyone. My name is CV. Okay, so today I will be your teacher for guide you on to do the report design, a simple report design. So at last you will get an invoice template that is done by you and with my guide together. Okay, so before that we do the step. Let me explain to you in SQL. Actually, we have two types of report. One is RTM, report designer, and another one will be fast report. Okay, so let us see the PowerPoint first. Okay, alright, so in one report designer, of course in report you can see the left hand side here. For the header, you can see header will be included with your logo, with your report, with your company address, email, phone number, how to contact you, right? Or maybe some of you will put in your email address or your company website as well. Okay, and of course the header part will be included with the company, who you bill to, who is your customer details, and what is the document number, what is the document date, and who is the agent and terms date as well, right? Okay, and you can see right now the detail part will be included what item you sell to them. Okay, let's say maybe antenna, Nokia with the quantity, unit price, or if they have any discount, then it will be list in the details part. And also if they have tax, then it will be calculate the tax amount, amount with tax, amount after tax, and of course tax code, and so on. So what's the details you wish to add in the details, it's able to do so. Okay, and then lastly for the footer part will be your company, maybe a bank information or some amount and maybe a signature. That's just simple. Okay, so this is how the structure for one reports. Okay, so it will be header, details, and group footer. So of course you can see the right hand side here, the report builder here. So we have this one is the header and the middle and also the footer. Okay, so care about here. Okay, so you can see header. Actually header there's two types. So header and group header, what is the difference here? With a group header, it will only show first page only. But if you put under header part, meaning every single page also will have this header. Okay, and then details, of course there's only one item details. And the same thing for footer. For group footer, only show on bottom of the last page, and also footer will be shown every single page. So this is the difference with group and without group. Okay, alright, so later you will see inside the report designer they will have all the standard components. Maybe like example, so when you see A, this symbol meaning is a label. Okay, so label normally for typing the short text. Okay, maybe later maybe I will explain more when I show you the report. So you just remember label is normally for short text. Okay, and continuously memo can be just now the label only can have one line. Okay, only have one line, but for memo you can have multiple lines with a plain text. Okay, the stretch and shift relative to, I will explain it when we're doing the exercise. Okay, and rich text is almost same with the memo, but it is in formatting text. Rich text is more flexible because we can do some certain wording pattern on itself. Maybe the first row is the bold and the second line will be italic. So it's able to do so if we added in with rich text. Okay, and then system variable. Okay, so this system variable is very useful where you can display your page number, your page count, page 1 of 1, yeah, print date, when you print the date, and then time, date, and so on. Okay, so later I will show you on the report designer as well. Okay, how about variable? This variable can be complicated if you know how to do some simple PRSQL, or sorry, not PRSQL, if you know about what is that, query, simple query. So you're able to do some query and order the system to replay what you want from the system. Okay, so later I will show you by added the sum quantity at the exercise later. Okay, and of course be able to input the image as well. Okay, shape like circle, like line, rectangle, square. Yes, we also able to add it in the report. Okay, line. Okay, so just now what we mentioned, it is all fixed data. So right now you can see here there is the same logo, but on the left hand top there is a small box, rectangle box. So meaning all this data, when you're using this component, this is all changing component. Okay, so later I will explain it more, what is the meaning fixed and changing data. Okay, so I think this one is just repeated, and then print precision later we'll talk about it. Only we will go on details. If not, now I tell you, maybe you are learn on this. What is this? Okay. Yeah. Alright. Okay. So right now, can we start to do some practical on our SQL software itself? Yeah. So there is 14 tasks. Okay, 14 tasks. So we will talk about all the parts, like what we mentioned just now. Okay. Okay. First thing, this video is recorded, so we will only have the video to provide you, but the slide is not given out to any user lah. Okay, but you can view back the video. So the video is recorded, so once we edit it, and then we can just send you through the email if you want to have it. So you can just email back to us if you want this replay video for on use purpose lah. Okay, you log in your SQL first. You log in your SQL. Okay, then you go to tools. Okay, then you go to report designer first. I'm guiding you how to load the report first. Okay, so first thing you have to go to tools, go to report designer, and click import. Okay, so import just now, see whether you save on the desktop, then you can choose the desktop, because just now I saved into my file will be training. Okay, okay, template report. So you just press open to load in. For me, actually I already load lah, so I don't want to import both. Okay, you just import. Okay, so can I start? Yes, log in SQL, go to tools, go to report designer and click import. Thank you, Rui, for helping me. Alright, good job. Okay, so let's start. Let me minimize this one. Okay. First thing, I want you to go to the sales invoice first. Sales invoice. Okay. Then you just simply type something. Type one invoice will do. Okay. So this is my invoice. This is my example. So you just select one customer, then you can just type in all the items, okay, and you just save. So once you're done, you can just save. Okay, so after you're done, I want you to click on the preview button here, okay, and please check on the template underscore report and press OK. So you will see this. Okay, so you will see this. Okay, so everyone able to reach this step? Yeah, good. Okay, so I think more of you already able to get this right. Okay, so how you going to the design report tab here? Okay, so you can go on the report here and you can see my mouse over here. You click on the template report. You click this blue color font. You click and go in the design. So once you click, you will come to this screen. Okay, so like just now what we mentioned in the PowerPoint, so you can see there's header, right, and then details, and also footer and group footer. Header, you can see the group header as well. Okay, so for invoicing, normally the header, every page I have to put in my logo, my company logo, my report header. Okay, so first thing, this is your exercise. Okay, so the first thing we do is how to add image. Okay, of course logo, you can look under the company profile, right? So company profile, you can look your company logo, but maybe there's some company you guys got apply for the ISO, right? So in the invoice template, you must have the ISO logo to clarify or to tell that you are ISO company. Okay, so how do I add ISO logo in the report? Okay, let's say right now I want you to mouse over to the logo, this one, the image. Okay, the image, click on the image here, click, and then I put under my logo side here. Okay, this is my image. I want the logo to be here. Okay, minimize my face first. I want to see my face. Okay, so this is my image. Okay, you can right click on this image and click on the picture. Let's say I put the ISO logo. Okay, so maybe you can go Google search ISO logo. ISO. Okay, open. Okay, so you guys able to reach this step? Can? But actually the ISO logo is very big. But I don't want, I just only want this size. How should I fit that? Okay, you can right click again on the logo here and then choose stretch. Okay, so once you click stretch, and the logo will be squeezed into the box here. So it will exactly the size that I want it to be. Okay, I have marked all the 1, 2, 3, 4 at the report done edited PDF there. Okay, so this is what we should done for today. Okay, so the first thing is the logo lah. Okay, so can we proceed to the second one? Continuously, the second one will be the add label and debit text to show agent code. Okay, right now in the report we don't have the agent, so I need agent to be indicated in the invoice. Okay, so how should I do? Okay, so before that, just now I told you that one is the fixed data, another one is the changing data. Okay, so what is the difference here? Okay, for fixed data is forever fixed. When I preview this invoice, this label is forever there. Example, invoice. When I preview this invoice, your reference, our DO number, terms, date, page, forever the same, right? Just only if you're changing accordingly when you're switching to others document number, then it will show a different document number, different from document number, different document reference one. So on the right hand side that I just highlighted here is all changing data, because it will change accordingly by the document. Okay, but then the left hand side here that I just highlighted here, it will always fix. Whenever I switch others document number, it's still called invoice number, it's still called your reference number, it's still called terms, right? So this is how you differentiate a fixed one and a changing data. Okay, let's say right now we need the terms under the I need the agent under the terms, right? Okay, but then the terms here and date is joined together. So how should I move? I should move away the date and the page away first, right? Only I'm able to edit the agent. Okay, so you can mouse over your mouse cursor. You just highlight like me. You can just draw a triangle, a square. Okay, you highlighted these 4 fields. Okay, so after that, you can just move the 4 fields together, go down a little bit. Okay, so there's a space here. Okay, then after that, so I need to call the agent. So anyone can answer me, agent, this wording is a fixed or a changing data? Is a fixed or changing data? Fixed, yeah. So how about others? Anyone say it is a changing data for agent? I think everyone understand what I teach. Okay, so yes, agent, the wording is a fixed one. So that one we using a label. Okay, so you can go to the label here to click label and then point where I want it to be located for the agent. Okay, so I put under the terms. Okay, so I put it here. There's a label 14. Okay, so I want you to see on the screen here. You can see there's a label 14, right? Okay, name as agent now. So you can type agent. Okay, so once you type finish, then actually you can see the alignment. There's not the straight line, so you can try to move your mouse and make it become the straight line, horizontal and vertical. That is same alignment with others field. Okay, you can just move your mouse, or you can use the control left or right to moving your field up and down. Okay, you can use control up and down to move where you want the label go. Okay, up and down like this. Okay. Okay. After that, I need the colon, right? Okay, so every field have the colon. So the same thing, colon is the fixed one, right? Okay, so the same, we go to the label. Okay, click on the label and place it again under label 15 here. Right, key in the colon. Okay, you can try. Then you can proceed to how to call the agent. It's a changing data, right? So changing with data, we need to use the DB text. DB text. Okay, so see over my mouse here, DB text. Click on the DB text and place it where I want it to be. Okay, let's say this is the place I wish it to be located. Okay. So once you put this, you can see DB tax 13. It is slightly different with what we do the label. You can see on the left hand top corner here, there's no more label 13 for you to fill it up, right? But it will come up the main and these two tables. Okay, so everyone able to see this? So for here, what is this regarding on? Actually, this is all the pipeline. So for pipeline here, you no need to worry about because system already built in for you. You just have to choose what is the pipeline, then assign accordingly, that's all. Okay, so because agent is under main, so we use the main here, okay, main. And then under the right hand side data field here, we look for agent. Can you click agent? Yeah. So you can call the agent here. So make sure you using the main table and call out the agent component. The table, okay? The data. Alright. So, okay, everyone able to get this? So let us continue. Okay, number 3. We're going to add the square box. We're going to add the square box to the invoice. Oh yeah, sorry. Go back to your SQL. You can see the date and your page is moved down already, right? So I had done my agent. So actually you can just pull it back to make it more tidy lah. So you can just move it back slightly. Okay. So just move it back. Just highlight and move it back will do. Okay. Okay, so how to add the square box? Okay, you can see under the top there's a shape. Okay, there's a shape. Click on shape. Okay, and then put it on the part I wish to locate. Okay, so if let's say I want a square, so from the top bar I can choose the square, or I want a round rectangle, round square, yes, up to me. So this is the square one, so big, this size. I right click and send to back. Okay. Can? Okay. Any question? So what is question for regarding on? Add label and DB tags to show customer email address. Okay. So how you should include your email address? Okay. What you should do for email address? The same thing. Okay. Because it's almost the same with the agent part, I let you guys try. Okay. You just add the label, a fixed label, and the colon, and then after that you add the DB tags. Okay, after that the email is actually under customer branch. The component table is called customer branch, and then the data is email. So you can try later. Once you're done, I give you 2 minutes to try. So after you're done, then I will show you. So see whether you do it correctly or not. Alright? So my tips is DB tags. The DB tags, you just call it out from customer company branch and then look for email. Okay. Nobody can get it out. Okay, now mine. Okay, so first thing, you have to go to the label. So what I mentioned is label. Go to label. Okay, then put it where I should want it to be. So let's say I want it to be under the telephone number. So I name it email. Either you can make it the colon together with email, or you want to separate also can. So maybe let's say I'm so lazy. Okay, so I put it the colon together with email. Okay, and then you call the DB text, and then make it the email. To call the email is actually under document company branch, and then under email. Okay, tada! So you get it. Okay, so let us continue. Okay, so you had done all just now the main part already. So right now, in case anything problem, we save the file first. Okay, so we go to the file and then click on save or save as. You can save meaning you replace current report. If save as meaning you save a new report, not to reflect on current report. So maybe I would make it save. Go to file, go and save. Okay, so you replace. Okay, so right now I want you to close this. Okay, and then you try to preview with just now the report. Okay, you choose the report template underscore report and press OK. Okay, so now you can see your ISO logo is here and your agent is added on with the square box and also email. Why email doesn't display? Maybe you can check under your maintain customer. Is it you didn't fill in your email? Yeah, so here doesn't have email. That is why you cannot see. So after I check it and I preview, I'm not sure whether I need to receive again the invoice or not. Hopefully no need lah. Yes, no need. So after I end, you can see the email. Okay? Okay, so just now, this part is the main. Okay, how you going to determine this one is main, this one is detail? Okay, you can see on the SQL screen, right? See under my cursor. Okay, my cursor here. On the description, this row until the extension number, this part is the main, like just now in the PowerPoint they show you. This is the main, and this one is the details, and the footer is the sum. Okay? Okay, Ken? Any question? Can Okay, if no question, then we just proceed to following question. Oh, okay, we haven't done the number 5, right? Okay, so this one is to change. Right now, you can see on your screen, actually this is DISC, meaning discount lah. So I want you to rename into the project. How do you do? Okay, go back to the SQL and preview the report. Okay, and make it template report and press OK. Okay, so go back to the design here and highlight the discount. Okay, highlight the discount and rename it into project. Yeah, okay, so for project wording here, this one is a fixed data, so meaning I use a label. Okay, so because the project will changing accordingly by the details, because maybe one details, the first item is project A, second item is project B, so impossible everyone also project A, when I preview all is project A. So how should I determine the file here? Okay, so after you rename here, you can see under the bottom there's a sub report non-document detail. Okay, come to this screen, so you can see DISC, right? Okay, So DISC here, I want you to change to the project. Change project. You just change it will do. No need to delete. You just change the DISC into the project. Okay, can? So this is how you change. If this field you don't want, you want to replace with others field, yeah, you don't need to delete. Actually, you can just change the component table and then call out what is the field you wish to change, that's all. Okay? Okay, number 6. Add a DB memo to show a description too. Okay, so look at the PDF here. So there's a note here. So my note is MCO period, all items need pre-book, no walk-in allowed. Okay, so this is a spatial note. Okay, so how I add a note here? So this note is typed under your invoice, the left-hand panel side, the note part. So I should call the note here if I have insert any notes. Okay, so it reports. Under the header, I want you to make it a bigger size here. Make it some space here. Okay. And then you call the description, DB memo. You call the DB memo. Okay. So DB memo is where? Okay. You'll see under the cursor. So once you point, so you will see the name DB memo. So you click DB memo and put it under the description here. Okay, let's say this is the place I wish to put in. Okay, so I can move. You can see because it is so big. Okay, I highlight this one and I click my finger point to the shift and without release, I make it shift plus arrow up. So make it go upper, shorter. So this is how I do. Shift and arrow up without release, and I make it shorter. And then only I use the mouse to pull it long. Maybe this is the size I want. Okay. So then I make it shorter. Okay. So after this, I can click on the DB memo again. So just now I mentioned the note here is actually come from the left-hand panel note. So this is also the main part. So my component table, the pipeline table is main. So I don't need to change it. I just select the field name. I call note. Note. Okay, and the justified here, I'll make it left justified. Okay, everyone able to get this? Continuously, we go to the number 7. Okay, so this number 7, right, is the description 2. So on the report just now, we have description and more description. But if I want the item description 2 to be called, so I can use DB rich text or DB memo also can, but I prefer using DB rich text normally. Okay. Okay, so how should I do? I go back to the design report. Okay, then I go to the document detail. Okay, you put in, mouse over to the sub report normal document detail. Okay, okay. So from here, you can see this is a description, and another field below will be the description 3. Okay, I want description 2 in the middle of description. So meaning my sequence will be description 1, description 2, and then following by description 3. Okay, how should I do now? Okay, I make the details here, pull down a bit, and go to the sub report here to pull it down also, and then I make the description 3 go below first. Okay, after that I call the DB rich text here. Okay, we call the DB rich text and point here. Okay, so the same thing, I can use the shift method like just now I mentioned, shift arrow up to make the size smaller first, and then I use the control arrow down to shift my alignment. Okay, let's say this is what I want. Okay, so you can either use shift to make it bigger, smaller or shorter, and control left right arrow to make it where the alignment of the view. Okay, so this is the shortcut key lah. Not necessary you must use the mouse. You can use the keyboard as well. Keyboard normally the size will more precise, right? Because you can slightly move one by one like this. Okay, so I move it up, everything square, fit, all in. Okay, and then under the DB rich text here, okay, you click on the DB rich text. Under document details here, you call the description tool. Okay, so everyone get it? You able to get it? Because maybe some of the description of the item is very long. Impossible it can be fit in one line. So I want in this size, and then if longer than that, it will go to the second row. So how should I do it? Actually, we can stretch, like just now what I mentioned in the PowerPoint, stretch. Okay, so how you stretch it? You can right click again, like just now what you did in the logo. You can right click and stretch. So whenever it hit this line, so it cannot be longer than this line, it will go to the second row. So this is the stretch features or stretch mode. Okay, and just now remember there is a shift relative to, right? Okay, shift relative to meaning what? So just now I mentioned my sequence of the report. I want it after my description 1, it will following like description 2, and only it will go to the description 3. So I need to let system know they have to follow this sequence. Okay, so this is how you do the setting. You can click on the shift relative to, but before that we need to know that description 2, what is the name here? So description 2, once I highlight this one, you can see on the left hand bottom, you can see the object here, so-called DB rich text 2. So this is the field name for description 2. Okay, and for how about description 3? So when I highlighted, it will be DB rich text 1. So of course, I need to let system know after description, I need to follow by description 2. So I can right click on description 2, shift relative to, I need to see the description as well. So this is DB memo 1. So after DB memo 1, I need to display this one, right? So I should set this one, right click, shift relative to DB memo 1. So I let the system know what is on my top. Okay, so after DB memo 1 will come with description 2. Okay, so and following description 3, right click again, shift relative to, and make it DB rich text 2. So after DB memo 1, DB rich text 2, only is this description 3 to be displayed. Okay, so this is the function for shift relative to. How should I add variable? Okay, so the flow here, the number 8 will be how to add the sum quantity here. So sum quantity is more challenge because you need to write a short query for the variable. But no worry, actually the variable here be able to copy and paste lah. So like our built-in report, the delivery order already has the sum quantity, right? actually we do not need to tag ourselves. Okay, so what you should do, okay, go back to the main screen here. You go back to the main screen here. Okay, so I want you to call the variable. You click on the variable and then place it where you want it to locate. Okay, let's say under quantity here. Okay, and move the total amount due, go to the right hand side a bit. Okay, so I make it quantity here. Okay, so after you call this variable, you can right click and go to the calculation. So here is due to input the quantity sum. So how you copy and paste? Okay, so example, just now as what I mentioned, right? Oh, my screen go. Keep it. Make it small first. If not later I cannot see it. Okay, so this variable here, it will be, you have to indicate lah your query. Okay, so because the just now I mentioned the delivery order already have the sum quantity, but actually in this report already has also, but it is for sum for variable amount, variable local amount, but we can use it to replace with others field. Okay, so I want you to mouse over under the variable amount here. Okay, right click and click on calculation. Okay, click on calculation here. I want you to copy the second row. This one, value colon equal get aggregate value. This one, this row. Okay, I want you to press Ctrl C, copy, Ctrl C, copy, and press OK. Okay, then go back to the variables to right click and go to the calculation and paste Ctrl V. Okay, so after you get this, you change the amount here to quantity QDY. Okay, value, you paste it, the amount there you change into the quantity QDY. Okay, so after that you press OK. So you can see there's a label for total quantity here as well. So we can add on the label. Okay, we call label first. Label. Place it here. Total quantity. If I want it to be bold, I can make it bold, italic, underline, up to you. Okay, I make it bold only. Example. Okay, so you're able to get this. I want you to save, to have a look first how you had done your report. You save, you go to file, you go to save, and you close it, and you preview again your report. Lambert report. So this is how we had added in the sum quantity here. Okay, and then the project already renamed. Sorry, the this one already renamed as project, and this is the project field, project field 4 dash. And also this one is just not the note. How come it become like this? If sometimes it become like this, then I will not suggest you to use memo lah, because sometimes memo cannot recognize the wording, so it will become like this. Okay, so what you should do, you just back to the design report again. Okay, go to the note here. Don't want to use DB memo. We use DB rich text is better. Okay, so we delete this one and we call DB rich text here. And then place it back. Shift. Make it shorter. size, what size I want it to be. Again, I choose the note. Okay, then after that, you go to File, Save. Okay, you can see template report. It will show me this way. Okay, so of course you can see it cannot be displayed all. Actually, my note here, I had typed MCO period all item need pre-book. Okay, so where is this wording go? So if more than one row, what should you do? Remember just now, you need to do shift relative to or stretch. Okay, if you think you need to use shift relative to, then you answer me 1. If you need stretch, you answer me 2. So if I want the second row to be displayed, I need to use 1 or 2. 1 is shift relative to, 2 is stretch. Yeah, answer is 2. It is not 1. 1 is for shift relative to is the sequence. The description come with description, 2 come with more description. Then only you use the shift relative to. Stretch, if you want to go to more, if you have more row, you want it to be displayed, then that one is stretch. Okay, so we go back to the report template here. Go notes, right click and stretch it. Okay, so this is how you do. So after I save, I stretch it, I save, and then I preview. It should be display what I had typed. Yeah, you can see MCO period all item need pre-book, no working allowed. So we continue, yeah. Okay, we go back to the design report again. So mostly of you will wish to have invoices with your company bank account, bank info, shift code, all those things, right? Okay. But in SQL, it doesn't add in for you. But since today you have the chance to learning, so you can add on yourself as well. Okay. So this is how you add. Okay. We go to the footer. So for here, you can see goods sold are neither returnable. Okay. Maybe the third point is my bank information. Okay. So I can right click and go lines. Okay. And then okay. Software, eStream software, Sandran Berhad. Then maybe we use MBB, the account number, and Hong Leong Bank number, shift code, and you can type your shift code. So once you amended, then you can press OK. And then you can try to make it longer. Because if you cannot see on screen, then you can just pull it down a bit, downwards a bit. Make it you're able to see every word. Okay? Okay? So this is how you add. Or if you want to add on, you can use memo or label. Label is only one row lah. So for this one you can use memo, no problem. And we proceed, yeah. Okay, so since this one is longer already, so of course authorized signature will be pull down a bit, right, to have more space. Okay, you can just pull it down and pull the authorized signature to lower. And look back to my PDF here. I have a received by additional on the right hand column. So I need to add on in as well, right? Okay, so what you should do? You can, just now you already highlight this one, right? So since you need a line, you also need the authorized signature as well. Maybe you can just rename it as received by. Actually, you can copy. You just highlight, Ctrl C, and then Control V. So you're able to copy already. So this is how you copy, and then you just highlight the authorized signature here to name it as by, received by. Okay, continuously we go to the part 11. Part 11 is added a one straight line. Okay, this one straight line put under footer. Okay, so how just now we learned about how to put the shape already, right? So right now we learn how to put a line. Okay, so a line here, you can go to your design report here to click on line, okay, and place it on the footer. Okay, and right click and make it parent with. Continue, yeah. Okay, the 12th part will be printing at day and time as well. Okay, so I needed to add on a row printing on when. Okay, so we go to the footer, and then I make a label first. I put a label here. I don't want to bold, so I untick the bold first, and I type 20 by. Yeah, so printing by always is the fixed one, but the time when you print, which date you print, it is different, right? Okay, so right now you're using the system variable. Okay, I want you to call the system variable. You call system variable and place it here. Okay, so system variable, this one is only date. I need time as well. Okay, so how should I call? I go to the left top here. You can see there's many options for you. Date of time, document time, print date time, page count, page set description, number, time. Yeah, so you can just put in and select accordingly. Okay, let's say I need the date and time or print date time. Okay, I need the print date time when I print this. Okay, so I make it this one. Done. So you able to get it? Okay, can I? Okay, so I want you to done, and then you save. Go to file and go to save again. Okay, let us go back to our report again and see what you had done. Review again. You can see, how come second page already? I only have 3 items, but I need 2 pages to print it out. Can I fit it into 1 page? I think more or less you see the footer, actually you're able to just move it up, right? So I think should be no problem to fit in 1 page. So this is where we need to set the print position. Okay, so just now in the PowerPoint we did not teach about this one. Okay, so what is the print position? Let's go back to the PowerPoint again. Okay, print position here is start to print the footer content on value. More smaller value will print more upper. So what is this mean? Okay, A4 size paper, right? I think the width and length will be 8.5, and then length will be 11 inch. Okay, so the position here meaning we can let system know when is this footer going to print on 1 page. Okay, when it go to the 7 inch, I want the footer to be print, or I want 7.5 inch, the footer be print on 7.5 inch. Okay, we try to make it 7.5 right now and test whether it can fit to 1 page or not. We go to the design report here. And then we go to footer, group footer here, right click on the group footer and go to position. So under position here, system prefix is 8 lah. So but then 8 it go to second page already. So meaning I need to go upper a bit lah. So that's what it mentioned here. More smaller value will be print more upper. So if I want it to print upper, so my value must be smaller. Okay, so 8 meaning 8 inch to print up the group footer. So just now I mentioned, if I make it 7, can? Okay, let's say I make it 7 and press OK. And then I save it and preview again now. So is it fit to one page? Wow, yeah, finally it fit to one page. You can see. So when you go upper, so it can be fit in one page. So this is how you do the adjustment. So you can try 7.2, 7.5 like this. So you can try to make it perfect. And then you save the paper as well lah. Okay. So this is footer. Okay. Continuously we go to the stop position versus print count. Okay. Stop position meaning what? I can force the details to stop print at certain length. So this is so-called position. But stop position mostly is for the repeater format. Repeater format, I think more or less right now people stop to do the repeater format. Less people do the repeater format because repeater format always have to match the column, right? So that is why we need to set the stop position. Okay, so in system, how we do the stop position? We go back to the design report here. Stop position, normally we hard code the details part. So I can just highlight on the sub report normal document details here, and I right click and go to the position and set the stop position here. Okay. So this is I can set lah. So when it should stop, maybe I want at which inch to stop, then you can preset here. Okay. And then how about print count? Okay, print count is for those like you have many items. In your invoice you have 100 items. So each page I want it to be 20 like this. Okay. So you can set each page 20 row. So this is how you set the print count. You can go back to the design report. You go to document details, sub document details, and right click on the details, go to position, and do the print count here. So I want to fit one page 5, one page 20. So you can preset here. So this is how you do the print count. If you have many items, then you can do so. But please take note, it is one advantage for this lah. If user enter long description, then system unable to get the correct number of records. But then if your description more than one item already have 5 rows, then at last you're only able to print 5 items in one page. So this is the disadvantage if you set print count lah. Okay. So okay, any problem here for the RTM report? Question? Any question? Okay, can. Okay, so perfectly done. So you had successfully learned how to do a simple adjustment on the report. You know where to change the field, how to add the box, how to add logo, how to add your company bank details, and how do you preset the report to fix in one screen. Okay, so this is what you should learn for basic. This is more than enough. If no problem, then we just continue. And lastly, we go to the fast report here. Okay, let's see on the screen here. Okay, so you can see left hand side is a fast report and the right hand side is what you learned just now, RTM. You can see actually it's almost the same. We have header, we have group header, we have details, we have footer. But you can see the fast report, when you see it is more like machine wording or programming based, right? So this is so-called fast report. But actually it's not hard lah. Once you're familiar with it, it's the same. And sometimes it is more flexible if compared to report builder. Okay, so this is the differences, the different interface when you see how you differentiate. And in SQL, when you see the report name, if .fr3 meaning is a fast report, and then .rtm will means this is a report builder. So this is how you differentiate the report type here lah. Okay. So the same, we have page size A4 letter, A5 meaning half page lah. Okay, the same like just now what we did, header, details and group header. Okay, so this part I think we already repeat, so I'm not going to repeat here lah. Okay, so for fast report, it also have the standard component. So the additional, they have like select tools, they have zoom tools, they have edit text tools. Okay, and then the A picture sub report, system text. The system text is more or less is like what we did in the variable. Okay, rich text is the same, no? And then raw is the shape. So other than that, I think all those that we highlighted here is standard one. We more use on the report when we design. Okay. And then this one is the alignment. I want to align to the left, align to the right, align to the top, or centralize, or vertical, horizontal, center, or same width, same height. Okay, this one maybe I can show you later. And then this one we're not going to repeat lah. Okay. And then this one later I will roughly brief you on the fast report here, what you should do. Okay, so let's go to the fast report. Okay, this one close. Okay, fast report, how we recognize. Normally, the invoice here, sales invoice to sales invoice for simple, this one is RTM. And start from sales invoice 7 onwards until the 9, sales invoice 9 is normally is the fast report already. Okay, so right now I use the sales invoice 9 to do the tutorial. Okay, we press OK. Okay, the same thing, but you can see the behind is the .fr3. Okay, you just go in the design here. Okay, so this is the design report here. You can see is slightly the interface look different. But more or less, if you're familiar with it, no problem on that. Okay, you can see there's the A text object. The most different between fast report and RTM is just now what we learned is the DB tag and the label, and the DB rich text. So for this, they do not differentiate between DB text and the label. Okay, so what is this means? Okay, you can see so I call the A here. I make it A here. Okay, double click. So make it text name. I have a colon, and only I call a few name. I can straightforward do everything in the one label. I don't need to do like the report builder. I do the label first, and then only I do the changing data for the DB text. But I can do it all in one shot. Okay, example, for this testing, maybe I want to call the agent. I just double click agent and I press OK, and I press OK. So it's able to display. I just make it longer, whatever which size I wish to have, and then maybe I make it the red color so you can recognize it well. Okay, let's say I save as a report as, and I save. Okay, right now I close. Preview. And I view my test report now. So you can see it also the same outcome, same result, but the way to grade is different. If you're already familiar with fast report, then you feel it's very fast. Yes, because you no need to do the label first, then only you do the DB text. Okay, and then I just now said I'm going to show you the align. Okay, for align, right? Example, I go in my design report first. Okay, I want this testing main agent to be same row with company name. Of course, first thing I can like this, right? I can just moving up and then matching. But if I don't want, how can I do so? So firstly, I can highlight main company name. After that, I highlight the agent. So I make it shift to highlight both of the field. Okay, and then I make it align to top. You can see my cursor, align top. Okay. So it will be the same horizontal line lah. So if you have few like address 1, 2, 3, 4, you want to one straight time to align to the left, then you can just highlight all together. Okay, this is how you highlight, and then go to the align to the left, so it will be straight, go align together. So this is the fast way we can be done in the fast report. Okay, so you can see here, so this is the bandwidth that I mentioned, same width or same length. Okay, so let's say I add 2 field. Okay, field 1. Okay, I just double click and make 1. Field 2. The fast report actually they have one page, so it's meaning I can do anything in one. I can no need to do it one by one. You can see. Okay, so I want the field 1, field 2, 3 is the same height. So you will follow the first one. If I want the same length. Okay. If I make it longer or shorter, so you can just highlight and then make this one. And then I want to align on the top, on the left, on the right. So this is how you do. So this is how you do the alignment. So for the fast report. So okay, for the fast report. Okay, if no problem, then we proceed to the last one. This one is the stop position. Okay, maybe this one you can just listen. You don't need to follow because system already preset it into the report, and every single report already have it. So you just have to understand, that's all. Okay, the same thing like what I mentioned is stop position, print count, print position. We mentioned at the RTM. It is the same concept, but the way to do it slightly different. For fast report, it's slightly harder a bit because you need to go details, you need to go event to call it out. Okay, let's say stop position. Okay, stop position here. Okay, I do one invoice to make it have many items. Okay, so you can see the differences here. Okay, I copy, paste. 21 item records here already, right? Okay, I save, and then I preview with my report here. How do I set the stop position? I go to the design here. From here, you can see, I wait, because I think I only share you SQL screen. Hold on. I share you with my full screen first. Okay, so from here, you can see on the PowerPoint, you can see, correct? Okay, the print count, how you set. So this one, we have to go to the document details, click event on default print. Okay, so what is this mean? So we have to go to the details, we go event, and go on the details one on before print. I double click, so it will bring me to here. Okay, so for the print count here, actually already turned off because I have the backslash here. So if let's say I want it to be open, okay, so I make it the print count to 10 in one page. So I can do it like this, 10. Okay, and I save it. Okay, and I close, and I preview again, and this is the result. It will show me 10. Okay, you can see 10. Because just now I have 21 items, so each page 10 items, so it will make it 3 pages. You can see the differences. This is print count, okay? And then continuously we have the stop position. So like what we mentioned just now, we have the 7 inch, 8 inch, 7.5 inch. But in fast report, doesn't have 7 inch or 8 inch. You need to convert it by yourself. Okay, so can you see the screen here? The pixel 768 is equally to 8 inch. So in common sense, 1 inch is equal to 96 px, meaning pixel lah. Okay, so if let's say you need 7.5, so you have to do 7.5 times 96 because 1 inch equal to 96. So you know if you want to print 7.5, meaning your footer will be 720. So this is how you calculate your pixel, because fast report and RTM is different. Okay, so fast report you need to convert it into the pixel. Alright, and then please take note, the biggest number is 768. Okay, the bigger the number will be print more lower. Okay, so it's same like what we mentioned. Is the number in the RTM go lesser, meaning it print more high. So in fast report, it's the same, just the number, if 768 will be print more lower lah. So this is how you differentiate. Okay. Again, we go to the test here. But maybe you cannot see too much of differences here. Maybe we need to make it as 5 times 96 here, 480. Okay, let's say I make it 480, then you can see the difference. Okay, I highlight under the details here, event, and then I click on this details one on after calculate height. Okay, from here, just now I mentioned I make it 480, right? Okay, and I save. And I close, and I preview. The footer will need more height space to be print. This is the differences when you do the setting. So you can just try and narrow to make it can be squeezed or fit into one page. Okay, so this is how you do lah. Okay, and then lastly, we go to the stop position. Stop position. This one is print position or stop position here. Oh, sorry, I take the, just now it's the stop position, sorry, but it's the same logic, you can see. So it stopped at the part, so it will go to next page. Okay, and then lastly, this one is the print position, so it is under group footer. Okay, so group footer here, you can go to the test. Okay, and then you go to the footer. Where's my footer? Okay, this footer, and go event, and you can double click on the group footer on one before print. So here you can do your setting, the footer part. Okay, so referring back to the print position here, higher value, higher footer. Okay, so you make 70, then the footer will be go higher low. If you make lower, then 50, 40, then be lower. Okay, so this is how you differentiate lah. So if you want to have a try, then you can just play on it. Okay, lastly will be the shift relative to. Like just now what I mentioned, the sequences of the description, row 1, row 2, row 3. Okay, and in fast report, there is not so friendly. You have to prefix with the query. Okay, the query is meaning you have to go to the, let me see on page 1. Yeah, so you have to know what is the name for this. Like this name for this field description one is description, and description 3 rich text description 3, and serial number rich SN. So from here you have to go details, and then you go event. This is the most fast way lah, where I can go and then on here I do this shift relative to. So I make it like this with this command, shift relative to description first, and then come with this rich description 3, and come with rich serial number. So this is how I arrange and control the system. So system only will follow this sequence to arrange my description 3, and the serial number. Okay, so I think fast report you can try, because what you understand, like you did this afternoon, the report builder, it is more likely the same features. Okay, there is just slightly some of the features that I'm sharing is slightly different. Okay, so that's all for today. So thank you for joining our basic report training.